Good morning. So I am on the train to London. I just got on the train and I feel so futuristic because I was able to use my new 26 to 30 rail card on my phone as well as my ticket on my phone, and that just pleases me so much because I always forget my rail card whenever I travel anywhere, and it causes me nightmares. And also I'm very happy that they released the 26 to 30 rail card. I'm going to London for the next day or maybe 2 days. It's not completely confirmed, but I'm going for an event this evening with Korn, which I'm really excited about. It's my first like proper event with a brand like that. I'm one of those people who gets kind of anxious about events like this, and I don't know, there's been a few events I've meant to go to in the past and I ended up not going to because of work or just feeling anxious about it and not going. Today I'm going, I'm a bit nervous. I'm meeting Alex there because he went away for the weekend with his friends and I stayed with my sister because I didn't want to be in the house by myself. We've got the Korn event, I've got a brunch event in the morning, and then I'm also going to TGI Fridays for a sponsorship with them. There's lots of stuff going on and it's all very exciting. I've recently signed with new management. Don't know if you saw on Instagram, which is maybe something I should have talked about, but over Vlogmas we went up to London for meetings, and that was because we were signing with a new management company, and it means that they're kind of, you know, getting me involved a little bit more with events and things, which is really nice. I get to be a bit more in, like, I don't know, a part of the community in London. And I'm actually trying out my new suitcase. So Samsonite sent me this suitcase, did post it on Instagram, but it's this suitcase here. You can't really see it, I'll show you properly in a minute. I will show you properly when I get to London, but it's like made from recycled materials and it's all eco-friendly because they use the materials from their own factories of all the, I guess, excess materials that they use making other suitcases to make this one, and Alex got one as well. And I'm very happy about it because we really needed cabin luggage because we always travel with our backpacks, which can be heavy sometimes. They're useful for certain occasions, but when you're going to London or on a holiday where you don't need to be like going around a lot, you're just going from the plane to the hotel or whatever, these bags are very useful, and it packed very nicely. So I will leave a link to it in the description. It's not sponsored or anything, they did send it to me, but they also gave me a discount code, which also isn't an affiliate link, it's not sponsored at all, but if you use Maddie 20 you do get 20% off if you are after new cabin luggage, and this seems like a great option, and it's just really nice in person. Alex got the hard one, well, we've got two, so this one's the soft cover, it's like a soft material, and then there's also a hard one. Yeah, I mentioned that Alex went away for the weekend. He went to see his friends in York, and I stayed with my sister, and I haven't been at the house for the last few days, so I think we did mention it, but we said that we wouldn't really be in the house that much in January because we'd get away so much. And then next week we're going to Marrakesh, so it's been weird moving into our house. We literally got our house, we're away at Christmas time with my family, and Alex was away with his family, and then we went to our house, and then he's just gone away, and then we're going to go to London, and then we're going to Marrakesh. We barely spent any time in our house in the first month of living there, which is kind of unsettling, but February I'm not going anywhere, so that'll be nice. So yeah, I'm going to meet Alex in London, and then fun will ensue. Look who it is with the matching suitcase.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
How's it been?
Good.
Didn't know you were vlogging today.
Yeah.
Right, I know where the restaurant is.
Yeah, it's just around the corner, isn't it?
Yeah.
I asked on Instagram where we should eat in Oxford Circus and everyone said Ethos, so let's go.
Sounds expensive.
It sounds delish. Pricey. Guess how much that plate is?
£12.
13.
Oh, what the?
Oh. That was lovely, wasn't it?
The food was very, very good.
I would say it's delicious food, but be willing to pay the price for the delicious food because it's weighed, so.
Yeah.
But the donut was yummy.
It was. And
yeah.
There's like broccoli battered fritters, something. It was amazing. Yeah.
Now we're going to see my friend Jazz, who we're staying with. She lives in London now, she's just moved back. So we swapped places. Yeah. She was living in Cornwall and I was living up in Brighton, and then we moved to Cornwall and she moved back to London. She was living in London before that, when we were living in Cornwall, wasn't she?
Yes.
And she's one of my best friends from school. But yeah, we're staying with her this evening, which is very nice, and I'm looking forward to seeing her. Although we're not going to see much of her, sadly, because we're going to that thing later.
As soon as she finishes work, we'll be out.
Yeah, but it's just around the corner here, so we're going to go find her.
Oh, right. Okay.
So, we're all dressed up and kind of, and on our way, what was that laugh? And we're on our way to the event. It's at the Yacht, London, which is like a moored restaurant on a yacht, which is pretty cool.
I've definitely walked past it before.
Yeah?
Before, and there's been like a party on it, and I've been like, oh, that looks fun. So
I feel,
whoa.
I feel so YouTuber-y going to an event like this. But I'm looking forward to it.
I mean, we miss most of them, don't we?
Yeah, I was saying earlier that we don't go to them usually. I will take you along. I'm not sure how long this vlog's going to be or whether we'll continue it tomorrow, just because I've not really vlogged a great deal. But who knows?
What are you doing?
But maybe we'll vlog this evening. I don't know. I'll probably just film the...
We'll see how it goes, what other people are doing maybe.
Because it's going to be like meeting people.
Yeah.
I wonder if there'll be anyone there that I know.
I'm sure they encourage it though, because...
Oh no, I'll vlog the like event, but I don't know if I'll like vlog and chat to the camera because that's I'll feel too shy.
Okay, no, that's what I thought you meant. Okay, gotcha.
But, yes, we'll see you there on the fancy yacht.
The River Thames.
Where are we off to?
We'll get the Northern Line to Embankmenti, and then we get the other one to Template. Okay, you remember them?
He's a nutter. A nutter, I tell you.
Huh?
You're a nutter.
You hear the kids speaking.
Oh yeah, so cute. That's a really nice angle. Hello. There it is. So many cyclists. There's a little cycle crossing.
Greet you from both sides of the divide, by the way, as a conservationist and as a fisherman as well. I worked as a fisherman in Cornwall for about a year or so. Now we love fish. We love fish. As a species, the human species, we love fish. And we love fish now more than ever. Fish consumption has gone up globally about ×5 since the 1950s. We now consume about 20 kilograms of fish a year each around the globe. So that's a massive impact. Now back in the day, back in simpler times, you got your fish from one place. You got it from a fisherman, or you went and caught it yourself. But a little sort of analysis of some of the issues we face at the moment are indicated in 2014 about 95 million tons of fish were caught around the world, and yet we consumed about 150 million tons of fish. So what started to happen is we started to farm fish, and both of those things, fishing, capture fishing as it were, and farming obviously have an impact. Now in terms of fishing, 25% of fish caught by the EU fishing fleets are caught outside the EU, and 85% of global fisheries around the world are either overfished or under stress. But certain fisheries, like the West African fisheries, are fished out. They're pretty much fished out, and that's because we're sending super trawlers down there that have cleaned out these fishing grounds. So the impacts are real, and about 50% of coastal fisheries have been very heavily impacted in the last 30 years. So these are real things that we're having to deal with to pass on to the next generation. We have a responsibility to address these issues now, and I think initiatives like this are one of the many pieces of the jigsaw to address that issue. If you look at something like fish farming, probably about 50% of our fish will come from fish farms. It pretty much already does, actually, comes from fish farming around the world. Now, about 50% of the world's fish is caught by artisanal fishermen. There's fishermen in small boats working from villages, working with their local communities. But those boats provide 90% of the jobs involved in fishing. So denuding our fish stock would have a catastrophic impact on our coastal communities as well.
And business as usual, there will be no fish in the seas by 2048. And that is terrifying, because that'll be in my lifetime. And that's really kind of what we're looking at. So any opportunity to start looking at what's causing these problems in our seas and how to tackle them, we should be welcoming and looking at it, which is why I think this corn work is really, really exciting.
It's like this, it's very lemony.
How's the texture?
Yeah, it's fishy. It's like it
Flaky.
breaks into, into pieces.
So like the banana blossom we had.
Yeah, so this is what's the product called? The new vegan corn fish.
Breaded fillets. Yeah.
Are they releasing them? Are they out now?
I think very well, probably from now.
Very soon.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
It's weird. Very, very nice.
I give it a 10 out of 10. That's a 5, but I give it a 10.
10.
No, come on. 10.
Power of 10.
What do you actually give it?
10.
It's very good. Very good. So we've just left the event. It was...
What an evening.
The food was so good.
Yeah.
Because like, when I think of corn, you think of like the chicken nuggets and the slices that we used to get.
Yes.
And you think of those
slices.
kind of like, and fish fingers. But that felt like proper fish. Like, it felt very like more grown up. Does that make sense?
We had their fishless fingers a while ago.
Sorry about the wind. We haven't got our micro muff thingy on top of the camera.
We had their fishless fingers a while ago.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed them. But this is like another level.
Well, it felt like proper fish.
Yeah, it had the right aftertaste and everything.
Fishless fingers are still great though, but they're like a, you know, like a kid's meal, like for a family kind of thing. It's like what I had when I was younger, but this is more like, if you really fancied fish and chips, then you can have fish and chips.
Oh yeah, I was sad there were no chips. It was all about the corn.
Alex is like, I want some chips. Yeah, but yeah, very impressed. And also the talks at the start of the event, I filmed some of it, but they were just reiterating how important it is to have alternatives to fish because of the amount of impact it's having, and you know, the fact that by 2050 we potentially have fishless oceans.
The most interesting point for me was people say that if you have fish alternatives, then you're putting fishermen out of business, but it's more, if you keep eating fish at the rate you're eating fish, you're putting fishermen out of business in 20-30 years when there are no fish left. And maybe the only fish left in the world are ones that are intensely farmed, that have, you know, the same problems that factory farming has. So that was very interesting. And the man who like had his family in the Galapagos investigating conservation, I think it must have been like a BBC show or something. I really want to find that.
But he went to Cornwall and did like a show and sort of went and did fishing and
Fisherman's
stuff.
Apprentice.
Fisherman's Apprentice. So he wasn't like saying like, oh, I mean obviously we're vegan, so I don't eat fish, but he wasn't saying don't eat fish, or you know, we need to get fishermen out of business. He was supporting fishermen in Cornwall who, like, you know, that's their community and that's their job. He was saying that's not what the point is. The point is we need to have an alternative.
Well, he made that point. He said eating vegan fish doesn't put fishermen out of business.
No.
Eating vegan sausages doesn't put pig farmers out of business.
Yeah.
So that's not really an excuse.
And on what they had these lifeguard ring things around, what are they called? Lifeboat thing. You know what are they called? The word's gone.
Party rings.
It had a fact on it that said about was it, how many billion people?
3 billion.
3 billion people rely on fish for their protein. So if in the West, if in developed countries we continue to eat fish at the rate that we're eating it, we will stop people in developing countries from getting food.
Yeah.
Which just, I mean, that's the thing, like lots of people when they talk about veganism, I know we're going on here, but lots of people when they talk about veganism, they're like, oh, you don't want, you know, you want everyone to go vegan, that's never going to happen. It really isn't the point. The point is about, you know, changing things and boycotting a system that's not working and it's causing problems.
Yeah.
It's not directly impacting us or people in developed countries, but elsewhere it's so impactful.
You hear a lot, it's like, oh, vegans eating quinoa are like putting poor Peruvian farmers out of business because they can't afford to eat quinoa anymore or produce it. But it's more that people who rely on fish and meat and things like that as their main source of protein and food are being put out of business and they can't eat it anymore. They can't afford to eat because of developed countries
being greedy.
They want cheap meat.
Yeah. That's
it. Like, you want a lot of meat and you want it at a cheap price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was so interesting. It's one of those subjects, it's so complex, and the longer I'm vegan, the more I like to learn about these things and see different points of view.
It was reassuring because I feel like the first guy who talked about, you know, who did the Galapagos stuff.
It's so windy, I'm really worried about all this footage. Let's go this way.
I have a feeling he probably wasn't vegetarian or vegan.
No.
But the way he was talking about it, he was like,
that's what's
everyone can understand this.
Because
you don't have to be vegetarian, you don't have to be pescatarian or vegan, you know?
The longer that I'm vegan, the more that I understand that not everyone's going to be vegan. But if you want to take a stand and do something, then just eat more vegan alternatives. Eat more vegan food. That's honestly all that matters. Is if every single person ate more vegan food and tried to eat less meat. And it said 52% of people are trying to do that in the UK now, which is awesome. Awareness is really up. Yeah, it's the first time it's been over 50%. So, successful night, delicious food, lots of interesting facts, and
now off to the pub.
Now we're gonna go home, say goodnight, because this has probably made the vlog a nice length now.
So windy, I can feel the wind.
And I'm sorry if this whole segment was really windy.
Yeah, we came to a windy part right by the river.
But we're gonna go home now, and yeah, thanks to Corn for inviting us.
Look at these boats.
It's very lovely here on the river. So good night, and we'll see you maybe tomorrow, depending if we vlog or not.
Depending.